Hi everybody, today in this tutorial we're going to be talking about interior elevations, placing them on our floor plans to display views of furniture and room layouts. These are helpful and most commonly seen in bathrooms and kitchens. We're going to start by finding the interior elevation tool over in the toolbar under the document section. The document section will find the interior elevation looks like a little star thing. We're going to click on that, and I already have it pulled up. We're going to be talking about the four different geometries, the four different ways that we can create an interior elevation. The first one we're going to do is just a single. So an interesting thing I found when making interior elevations is for this single, you make a single line. But the single line that you're going to draw is the back of where you want to see, because you draw the line and then you're asked to pull it down, or up even, but pull it down to where you want to see from. So as if I'm standing at that little arrow looking in that direction, and so I'd click right there and it'd create a little arrow pointing towards our direction that we're going. Really interesting, because normally when I would think of creating an interior elevation, I would start drawing where I want to start seeing, but that's like opposite of what happens in ArchiCAD. So we created this elevation. To view this, we're gonna select it, right click, and open interior elevation in a new tab. Nice. Then it displays a nice little elevation for us there. Talking about the settings really fast, we'll find over in the navigation panel. This is under our interior elevations. It separates it into different zones because sometimes when you draw them, you can have more than one angle attached to one interior elevation. This one we drew a single, so there's only one in this zone. But I'm going to go to settings and kind of talk about a few of the settings. As you can see, there's many different settings here, but in the general, oftentimes when making these elevations, automatically it'll be set to detect and fit to zone. So that's where it'll automatically kind of grab and see where the room is and display that. Kind of when you do a zone, when you use the zoning tool to create, to like measure the square footage of a room, it will automatically grab something, and of course you can edit it after. I set it to limited to make sure that I grabbed everything I wanted to see. So based on the first floor, it starts at 0 and goes up to 10 feet. My first floor happens to be at -9 feet, but it goes up 10 more feet to show that whole view. That's called the vertical range. In the up and down direction, how far can I see up and how far can I see down? The horizontal range, this one talks about how far forward and back, like 3D, how far into the view and how can you see. And that's when we drew that back line. The first time we drew for this single elevation, that back line was my limited line. But in this circumstance, I have it set to infinite. Normally they're set to limited. So we're going to select that and make that okay. It didn't change anything because I put the line back past the wall, so I'm able to see completely everything to the wall. That's great. We're going to go to the first floor again, get rid of our little elevation tab, and it'll ask us if we really want to do that, because once you delete an interior elevation, it's undoable. So, but yes, I'm sure. Why? Because we're going to make it really cool another one. So we're going to select it again. It brings up these options in our toolbar. We're next going to do the staggered line. I honestly am not sure the real life application of this tool, but anyway, because it lets you draw more than one line, basically. It's like a polyline with interior elevations. Slightly. Remember how I said when I think of drawing elevations, I think about drawing the line where I want to stand. But in the single elevation, I drew the line behind the wall and then dragged down. This one is opposite. So I'm going to draw the line where I'm going to stand, and I'm able to draw another line. Let's just go back. We'll go both ways, I guess. And let's just cut down the hall a little bit there. Once you've clicked enough lines and you have what you want, you can just hold your mouse still and hit enter. And that'll create your elevation. Okay, we're going to access it. Remember how we clicked it and then right clicked? This time we're going to go through the navigation pane, open our zone, and select one of the elevations. Double clicking opens it up in a new tab. And we see this is the elevation that looks down towards the dining room table. So this is one that I drew. I drew it on top of that other line, but you don't have to. It can be very creative. You can draw crazy lines if you wanted to. But as I was saying, not too sure the whole application thereof. Because you can just do it more effectively using the other tools, I believe. But, yep. One more thing when using the staggered tool, I don't know if you saw, I did it really fast, but when you draw your pattern and you hold still and hit enter, nothing happened because you have to move and get your arrows. Remember how I drew the line over here and I drew a straight line and I pulled it down? That's the same thing. So I drew the line and now I have to pull down to see where I'm standing. I just left it last time and that just creates the line exactly where you are. So you can move it if you want to. But that created a elevation in that way. We'll open another one just so you can see. Let's open this one. Oh, okay. So this is interesting because this elevation is the one pointing down the hall. My floor actually follows down these steps a little bit, dunk, 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 down the hall. And so if I wanted to edit this so I could see better, what we're gonna do is go to the settings. We're gonna adjust the vertical range of this. Instead of starting at 0, we're gonna say, let's go -3 feet. And let's go up to 13 feet. Just so we can maybe see more, see what it gives us. Clicking OK, it's gonna broaden it out. Didn't broaden it down anymore. We're gonna try that again. Settings, general, opening that up. Oh, see, it did save it, that's all. Okay, -3 feet. Okay, that should save it. We'll try that again. Loading it, yep, and then it brings it down. See, that's a little bit better. It comes down a little bit further than you'd normally see in elevation. You normally don't cut through the floor because you're standing on the floor. You don't see that. I cut through the roof a little bit on that too. So I would adjust that. I would adjust the vertical range so I can see everything from floor to ceiling, but make sure I have everything that I want to see there. Nice. Okay. So we're gonna once again delete this interior elevation. Tell them yes, we're crazy and really want to do that. And we're gonna draw another one. We've looked enough at the kitchen and the dining room. We're gonna go do a bathroom one. Over here, let's go to the master bath. Okay, so this one is it's just a rectangle. It's what you would think it would be, drawing a rectangle. So we're gonna go start at this corner. So we're basically drawing what we want to see, right? The boundaries of where we want to see. We want to see from that corner, everything within this box, all the way down to this corner. Now I'm dragging away. You can see I'm dragging the arrows back towards the center. You want to drag them to a point where you can see as much as you can. Of course, like we could put them here or in here, but we'd see less and less. So we want to kind of drag them to the center of the room. They're going to overlap a little bit, but let's do that. That'll be good. And then it creates all 4 elevations. There is a way that you can edit these triangles and so they look like the standard interior elevation with like the circle and the arrows pointed everywhere. But this is the way I have it set for right now. So once again, we're gonna escape out of this tool really fast, but select our elevation, right click, open in a new tab to see our elevation. And once again, you can't really see it. Settings, general, limited. Let's go -2 feet instead. And we can already see the ceiling here, so it's already too high. We're gonna go 8 feet here. Okay, and click OK. See what it gives us. Oh, almost perfect. There we go. Still see a little bit of the ceiling, a little bit of the floor, but you can see the tub here. We cut into it a little bit so you can see into it. And then the standing shower. Nice. Okay, last but not least, I'm just going to Control-Z this. Do that. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna select this tool, and this is just like the rectangular, but it's a rotated rectangle. So it kind of gives you a very curious view. So we're going to start at a point where we want to start, and kind of, we have a line to start. We're just going to put out a funky angle, and then draw a huge rectangle there. Once again, it wants us to bring it forward, so we're going to bring these in as close as they can so they can see as much as they can. And now we have these elevations that are kind of at a different angle to give you kind of a more creative outlook of this, you could say. Going into the navigational panel, we'll open the zone and select one of the elevations. Probably have to edit it, to be honest. Oh, but we actually can see a lot here. Hey, look, perfect, we found the piano. Opening the settings, general, going to the vertical range. Let's see, I guess it's every time. Let's do 1.5. 1.5, and we can go up to 13. Oh, that was too high. Let's go 12, up to 12. Okay, and as you can see, there's many more elevational settings that you can change, as well as we can change the name so it doesn't keep saying zone number. Dunk, dunk, dunk. We could customize it and name it whatever we wanted. This is the reference though. We actually want to keep them the same. But the name we can customize and call it whatever we want. Okay, kind of deal. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Oh, I don't think it saved one of our settings. Probably not the negative 1.5, to be honest. Or it did. Oh, I didn't put negative. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, and it cuts into the stairs that I have coming down. So that's interesting. See my stairs, I go down. So it cuts into that. So that would have to be adjusted to see. But that right there is part of that elevation. Of course, like in order to make this a wider view, like maybe I wanted to see more into the kitchen or more into the living room. When I drew this elevation, I could have made this box bigger. You know, the longer the line, the longer your view will be. It may overlap certain things, but see how it overlaps the patio here? That's actually fine because when we click it and drag it in, you won't see past the that wall there. But yeah. And we created 2 zones, so we're going to come down and find that there's another zone in our navigational panel. Maybe I found the piano again. Oh, okay, there we go. Also, I don't know why I didn't save it as piano. Oh, it shows it here, piano view. Okay, so I would have to change it in the reference ID. That would have to say that in order to make it more distinguishable in the navigational panel. Yep, there you go. See, piano view. Okay, but as for this one that we just created, you can see past this wall to the outside because when we drew this, we did let the line go out this way, and also there's a window. But of course, if we didn't want it to see out that far, we could choose with the horizontal range how far out we wanted it to go. We could make it limited and change that view there. So, well, I hope this encourages you to play around with interior elevations in your house. I would have to change this. I don't see into the 2nd floor. I can see more on the 1st floor here. But now when you're creating your interior elevations, you can think about how you would want to present this and what you really want to show. What part of the house do you really want to show, like the interior furnishings and layout. Best of luck to you all, and tell me what you think. Thanks.